Oh, sorry.
And I learned it from Jacqueline Howell.
We wanted to do a video today showing you guys specifically how we do our bronzer because it's summer and that's like the one thing. Like if you had to do one thing for your makeup, it's like the bronzer. That's like your go-to. So and usually in videos we kind of like, we show you, but it's never like
crazy detailed as far as brushes or the technique.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today, and these faces are prepped and ready. We have our foundation, our setting powder on, our eyebrows on, so now we're ready for this step. So,
well, let's get started. Bronzing or contouring has not been my favorite thing in the past, but I would say right now it's one of my favorite things to do in my makeup, but it's probably because, one, I've learned it's taken time, like literally years, for me to really know how to do it, and second, I finally found the product that works better for me. So,
everything she said, I agree with.
Amen.
It has taken quite a while. I've bounced back and forth a little bit between like bronzers and contour shades, and I kind of blend the two together. Like I don't ever do like contour and then bronzing. Like I just don't do that. I kind of blend the two together. So
usually you will want to use a matte shade for contouring, which is where you'd be really detailed around your face. And then like the bronzer is more like the shimmery where you kind of go up on your cheekbones and kind of like bronze the whole face. So Bonnie's saying we kind of don't do it just separate.
Well, and contouring, you use a really ashy shade because you're supposed to be resembling a shadow. And then the bronzing also warms up the face. So it's more of like a orange, not orangey undertone because nobody thinks that's attractive.
Warm.
But so I take a cool and a warm shade. I blend the two together and I just do it in one step instead of two. So anyway, let me show you the products that I use. And I just started using this palette.
I haven't seen it, you little.
Oh my heavens to Betsy.
It's beautiful.
This is the Shade and Light palette. And when you open it, I believe I've showed this already. These are the two shades that I use the most. This is your cooler shade and this is the warmer shade. And when I tell you these things are pigmented, they're scary pigmented. So this palette is gonna last me forever. I've used it nonstop. And what I do is I take my MAC 135 brush.
It's so used. Like probably 10 years ago when I was going to hair school, I came and use that when I do my makeup.
These brushes, they will last you your lifetime. You buy one MAC brush, they last you your lifetime.
I love it.
So yours is a little more fluffy than mine, and I think I would like that one. I think that they're both really good. This one you can be a little more precise with. I don't know, I think they're both wonderful brushes.
I use 3 brushes when I do this process. The first one I use is a Sigma. It's a small contour. It's a F05, and it's a very, very small brush. And I really like this because I really go into the cheekbones and I go around my face. Then I use the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH02 brush that we just talked about. And this I like to use for blending it and like going down and going on my neck. And then this last one I've been using probably only in the last 3 months, and I will not live without it. It's a JH40 from Morphe. It is an eyeshadow brush, but I use it to go under my lip, contour my nose, contour in my eye. So this is my favorite brushes. And this is a bronzer from IT Cosmetics. This is by far my most favorite bronzer contour I've ever used. When you look at it, it does look a little like iridescent, but it's not shimmery on the face at all. Like now that it's on my hand, it is completely matte. So I really have enjoyed this. I feel like it blends extremely well on my skin.
Yeah, and honestly, if I were to take my 2 shades together, it makes this one. This one's really good. I am enjoying my palette too though. Our steps are literally the same, but just baby differences. So I think it'll be fun to go back and watch and kind of watch the differences. Ooh! No, I was gonna say
I always start up in my hairline.
You do? Okay. I always start on my cheek.
And the reason I do this is because I feel like sometimes when I get into my makeup, if I just start here, I'm like, oh crap. Like I like to kind of start up here because it's foolproof. I don't have much hair right here. So I just kind of start bronzing and it just gets me into the process, you know? It
No, I get it. And
For my mind, it makes sense.
Okay. No, I usually start on my cheek, but honestly, it makes sense why you start on your hairline. And I just use a little on my brush at a time because I like to build it. If you go in with just a really heavy hand, you can't take it back. And I try to go really close into my hairline so that it doesn't look like your mask and then like this little layer of white. So I try and like rub it into my hairline. It makes it for a beast when I wash it out, but you know, gotta look good while it's in. Like that looks so natural and good, don't you think?
Oh,
Right
I'm
up by
so
our
happy.
foreheads. Yeah.
Bronzer is just my favorite now.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like over the years, the reason why I didn't like it is because I always felt like I had this harsh line because I am naturally thin, and so I'm already thin, and then I had this harsh line, and I feel like it made me almost look sickly. But I've learned just that after all that product is off of my brush, then I can go down, and I really want to almost darken this spot up too, but it like blends it. But I haven't dipped my brush, so I don't have the product on there, and it just will blend this.
So you're saying put it in the hollow of your cheek first because that's where the most product's going to be, and that's what I do as well. And I try not to go past my eye, the center of my eye right here, because when I come down too far, you know, you don't want your bronzing shades down right here. I blend it in there, but the first point of contact is right there in the hollow of your cheek. And then once I blend that for a minute, then I'll come down a little there, and like Ellie was saying, back here, like in this area, to blend it down towards your jawline, because you're
Especially that ear part.
Yes.
You want to connect it all.
Yes. And when I was doing my forehead, I put it on my forehead here and I bring it down the temples. But that's not the first point of contact of my brush. The first point of contact is right here because that's where I want it the darkest. And then I blend it and kind of drag it down my temple because you can see this is the darkest spot of my forehead. It's blended down here, but it's not as dark. This is the darkest spot right here, but we want to bring it down and blend it down this way.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Yeah.
And I've learned this all from her. This was not my own learning.
And I learned it from Jacqueline Howell.
Yay! But it just makes a big difference for your face to not just look, because our face, after we put foundation on, it doesn't look very flattering if you just have a full white face of foundation, because without all of our makeup, we naturally have those highlighting and contouring and the redness, and that's what makes us so beautiful, is having all that color in our face.
Yeah.
So I've been there before where I've just masked it all, and I thought, oh wow, it's so pretty because it's flawless, but looking back, it really does look better to add color back into your face and dimension.
Yeah.
And see, this is the third time I've dipped my brush. So that first 2 times really went a long way.
Yeah.
And I'm just going back in and deepening this once again.
You can even we're not even finished, and you can see such a big difference between the one side of our face and the other. And Ellie's right. I'll do this base, and then I go in again. It's like you go in again, and you just kind of see where you can enhance it again, because I want it just a little darker.
My most time spent on my makeup is this step.
Mine too.
Foundation is pretty crucial to take your time, but this is probably the one step that takes the longest. I can do my eyeshadow in like a second, but this is like your whole look, and you really want to take your time and make sure it like looks really good.
And I like that this step, what we were talking about, once you have this line right here, sometimes it can look harsh. So when you come down like this, and I stay back here. I don't like to bring it up in this area at all. But I feel like when you don't have a lot of product on your brush and you go over this area and this area, I don't like to do my jawline very dark at all. That's always leftover product. I don't dip into my product and then go straight onto my jawline. It's just too much. I will dip my product or my brush into my product and come down on my neck. I don't know. Am I the only one that has like the purest, whitest of necks?
No, I'm nowhere not. But we have white necks. Like, we'll be so tan in the summer. It's like, what happened to my neck?
Like my neck, it does not take the sun or something, but it's like pure white. Which I don't mind if I have like a white look, but if you're wanting to bronze up, you really want to focus on your neck. And if I was wearing a lower cut shirt, I would definitely bring this down onto my chest too, just to make it all look pretty uniform. So what are you thinking now?
I'm really happy with this. I really only use this brush. I don't feel like you don't have to have all the brushes. This is just because I've really been getting into it and I've really enjoyed it, but I can get away using just a smaller brush. So the next step that I take, so we've only done half of our face so far. The next step that I've been doing the last few months that I've noticed the biggest difference, I've had the most compliments, is contouring a little bit under my lip and my nose. So I'm going to take this under just half of my lip. And it just makes such a big difference. I don't do my makeup without doing this because it naturally will highlight the outer corner of my eye because I just put contour right there and it just like naturally highlights that outer corner. It looks so pretty.
Of your lip?
Yeah. It's my favorite thing. And then I just do my nose a little bit and I always start right here on the eyebrow and kind of go in this. And this is a work in progress.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not do this as much as Ellie. Well, I wouldn't say as much, but with a small pencil brush like that, because it takes more skill to do it this way for sure. Versus just using my same brush, because hers is a more precise. Like she's doing it more precisely down her nose, and for me, I just don't feel like I can do that. Like I'm not talented enough or maybe I just don't want that precise look. So I just take my same brush. I try not to come down here in this area. I stay right here on the top of my nose because you want to bring it in like this. So I make sure that I hold my brush upward like this and on the top of my bridge, I do it in the same areas that Ellie is doing it. I just don't use very much product and I use a bigger brush because it's more forgiving.
Yeah, with this, it's like, oh crap, there's a line and you kind of have to blend it out. And
yeah.
But I kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all in how much time you're wanting to spend on it and like what you're doing. If I am going somewhere really nice, this is what I'll do. I'll take my big brush like this. And then I'll go in with the pencil brush and define it more if I want to that way. But anyway.
This is fun.
It is fun. I really like talking it out with you because we really learn a lot from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like we learn a lot from each other.
We used to do our makeup like every day together. And then years went by. Years that we just stopped because we just couldn't.
We're busy.
And now we're doing it again. It's fun.
It is really fun.
I can see a huge difference by contouring just this side of my nose, like how much better my nose looks. Like I cannot wait to contour this side and like get some contour over here. I just feel like it puts my whole look together. And literally in the summer, just do this. Like do just a little bit of concealer, do most of your bronzer, your mascara, and go. It's so beautiful.
And I think we should do like a summer makeup look. I think that would be fun. So keep an eye out for that one.
That is both of our faces completely done with bronzing and contouring. You can see that naturally it brings out a lot of highlight. We haven't added any highlight around here under our eyes, but it naturally brings it out because you've contoured all of those areas. So I had a lot of fun showing.
I did too. Oh, sorry.
I couldn't spit it out fast enough. I had a lot of fun.
We enjoyed doing this video. We're so sorry.
No, it's
okay,
fine.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out our clothing line, it will be in the description below for you guys. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.